it's terrible time. It's time to review Week 8, starting with the Thursday night game. Bills Buccaneers. The Buccaneers, they beat bad teams. They don't beat good teams. Easy win for the Bills. Easy win. The Bills were not minus 9.5. They won by 6, so technically didn't get that one, but I like to just go by the team pick. We're not real bettors here. We don't gamble. But 24-18. Bills moved to 5-3. Buccaneers 3-4. This game was close for a little bit. Bills got up 10-0. Josh Allen gets in the end zone. Godwin gets a TD pass. And then, right before half, Kincaid touchdown. He's been solid the last few weeks. And then, Bills right away, they get the ball in the third. They score end of the half. And they get the ball in the third. All of a sudden, 24-10. Gabe Davis touchdown. And it felt like at that point it was kind of over. Mike Evans catches one later. Ends up being 24-18. They go for 2. The whole math thing about going for 2, if you kick 2 extra points, you're 100% going to overtime. It's all about percentages. It's I was just reading about it the other day, but it's like you go for 2 now, and then you get it, and then you score again. Then making 1 more extra point is 100% guarantee for the victory. There's a bunch more numbers. It's all probability stuff. And obviously, if they don't get the 2, then they have to go for it again. But there's all these the whole point is you don't focus on what happens if you don't get it. It's more focusing on what happens if you do, I guess. I don't know. I only just was learning about it, but I have noticed teams doing this, when they're down. It's like they're down 2 touchdowns, they score 1 touchdown, they go for 2. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? But there actually is some reasoning to it, so it's pretty interesting, I guess. But it didn't work out. They didn't even ended up not scoring, but solid day for Josh Allen. 324, 1 touchdown, or 2 touchdowns, sorry, 1 pick. Baker really wasn't terrible. I mean, 25 for 42, that's not great, but 237, 2 TDs. They couldn't get the run game going, no rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen ran one in, James Cook, 67 yards. Khalil Shakir was the leader in this one for yards, he had 92. Gabe Davis, 87 and a touchdown. Diggs had 9 catches for 70. Dalton Kincaid, 65 yards and a touchdown. And then Godwin and Evans each had touchdowns in this one. That was their only shot. If Baker started cooking with Godwin and Evans, they might have been able to keep it close, but like we said before, Bills defense, they got some injuries, but they're able to do enough. Buccaneers fall to 3-4. It's pretty tough, but not the toughest division they're in, so you think they'd be okay. I don't know. Definitely not contenders, but solid win for the Bills. They look shaky sometimes, so they need these. They need to be able to beat the decent teams like the Bucs. They need to be able to handle their business, and they did. So, up next, the first 1 o'clock game. Pats Dolphins. Yeah, pretty much. It went pretty much how I would expect it to go. Pats actually struck first. Kendrick Bourne got in, but then big touchdown from Tyreek Hill. Cedric Wilson touchdown. After a nice little drive. Sanders field goal, so 17-7 at half. Pats get it to 10. Get a field goal early. What was it, off of a turnover, I believe. Where is that? Yeah, they had a pick. Dolphins had a pick. Pats had a pick. Dolphins fumbled. That's where the field goal came from, yep. Then a bunch of punts, but yeah. Mostert had a touchdown later. And then Juju actually had a touchdown, which is pretty funny. But they had a nice drive. 81 yards for that one. Cut it to 7, and then Dolphins, halfway through the 4th, they just nice, decent length drive here. Take time off the clock, and then they score. Jalen Waddle, 31 yards, 31-17. That was all she wrote. Pretty much what I would have expected from the Pats. Like, keep it close, like, for a little bit, and the Dolphins just pull away at the end. Mac Jones, not great. 161, 2 TDs, 1 pick. Tua, 324, 3 TDs, 1 pick. Mostert ran one in. Pats have no run game. Well, they have no offensive line, so what do you expect? Jalen Waddle, touchdown. Tyreek Hill, touchdown. Both got over 100 yards. Kendrick Bourne was the leading receiver for the Pats. 3 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown. That's the leading receiver. Like, what are you supposed to do? Yeah. Juju, 1 catch, 3 yards, and a touchdown. That's just... It's funny stuff, but... Yeah. Pretty much what we expected. So, Dolphins were... Oh, this is all out of order. Oh, I think it's because I'm logged in, so... Puts the Pats, like, right up to the top. So, yeah, this isn't even the first game to go over for 1 o'clock, but whatever. Dolphins 6-2. Pats to 2-6. -9 for the Dolphins. Obviously, they got that. So, nice win for the Dolphins. Division matchups are always tough. And Pats just the other week beat up on the Bills, so you never know what they're going to do to you. But, alright, the real first 1 o'clock game. They're not even first. It's just like they all start at 1. It's just whichever one's listed first on ESPN, alright? Cowboys, Rams. So we had Cowboys -6. Cowboys -6, 43-20. Quite the beating they put down on them. They put up a lot of points in this one. But, yeah, so Cowboys 5-2 now. Rams dropped to 3-5. That's tough. I still think they are a fringe playoff team. They have a shot, but they've had a tough schedule. They play a lot of tough teams. But, yeah, Cowboys just started off red hot. Touchdown. Jake Ferguson. Rams kick a field goal. Cowboys field goal. Pick 6, they're unplanned. That was huge. So 17-3 into the first quarter. Then there's a safety. Then they get a safety, so 19-3. CeeDee Lamb, touchdown. CeeDee Lamb, touchdown. 33-3 all of a sudden, out of nowhere. End of the second quarter, Rams are able to run one in, but Royce Freeman, 1 yard. Ben Skowronek, touchdown. They got 2-point conversion. 33-15. Then Cowboys field goal. Brandon Cooks, touchdown into the fourth. And then Rams kicking a field goal. 5 minutes left in that one. That's funny. But it did cut the lead down. But, because it was still 16. So, 47. It doesn't matter. But the game is over. The game was finished. Cowboys blew them out of the water. This is weird, man. Sometimes the Cowboys just, they just look like killers, and then they don't. This week they look like killers. Dak, 304, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Solid week. Very solid. That's good stuff. Stafford, not his best. He actually ended up getting injured too, so tough situation for the Rams. Very tough situation. They got no run game. They need Kyron. They need him back. Couldn't get anybody going. Cooper Kupp, Tutu, Puka, nobody. Higbee was one of the top receivers. That says a lot, but CeeDee Lamb, big day. 158, 2 touchdowns. That's crazy. Cooks, touchdown. Ferguson, touchdown. Good stuff. Good stuff from the Cowboys, so definitely a flawless game from them. But they're 5-2, so they're in a good spot. Good spot for sure. The next game, another 1 o'clock game. Another disappointing ending, obviously for one reason, and one reason only. Right here. Vikings, Packers. Kirk Cousins is injured. Kirk Cousins, Achilles, out for the year. Tough. That's tough. But, yeah, 4-4. Season's not over yet. Packers 2-5. They should quit. No, but yeah, I picked the Vikings in this one. Cam Akers runs one in first quarter. Should have been Addison, but whatever. Wish I didn't draft him, but whatever. 2 leagues. But Vikings field goal in the second, Packers field goal in the second, then gets a third, Hockenson touchdown, Addison touchdown, 24-3. It's pretty much out of reach at that point. But Packers got back on the board. Jordan Love ain't it, at least not right now. But Romeo Doubs snagged a touchdown there. But yeah, in terms of numbers, Hockenson, Addison, both into 80 yards, both got touchdowns. Cam Akers, not much yards rushing, but he ran one in. Cousins had a solid day before he got injured. Jordan Love, not great. He's not great. Not great at all. Jaden Reed continues to be a small little light of a bright spot. A little light. He looks like he does a little better every week. He could be their guy. But it's tough. Tough situation for both teams. Packers just, they don't look like they have much. And then Vikings lose their quarterback for the year. That's just, it's brutal. It's pretty tough. But it is what it is. Up next, another 1 o'clock game. Another one I was able to successfully pick. Titans 28, Falcons 23. We took Titans plus 2.5 here. This was a good one. Falcons now 4-4. Titans 3-4. So they are, these teams. I don't know what to think of these teams. Titans aren't sellers though. They're staying in it. Will Levis, massive game. But yeah, it starts off Young Wiku field goal. Then Hopkins 47-yard pass from Levis. He pushed off. Well, he didn't push off. He hugged him. Hopkins hugged him. So yeah. But in case people were gonna be like, oh, that was a fluke touchdown. They got another one in the second quarter. Couple more field goals from the Falcons. That's not enough. Especially when DeAndre Hopkins gets a 61-yard bomb in the third. Another big one. And then, that's it. That was the 3. Because then it was Bijan runs one in. And it's actually 21-16. It was close in the fourth. Titans were able to score again. This one was Nick Westbrook-Akeen. 4 touchdowns for Levis, and then Scotty Miller caught one at the end, but too little, too late. They lost by 5, but Levis 238 for 4 touchdowns. Derrick Henry got over 100 yards. Hopkins 128, 3 TDs. Massive game from him. Vintage Hopkins out there. But yeah, Falcons, Bijan got a touchdown. Heineke ended up playing most of the game. Ritter, I forget if he got hurt or if they just pulled him in the second, but either way, not great. Not great. But Titans 3-4, Falcons 4-4. 2 pretty mid-looking teams there, and like low mid. But next one, unfortunately got this one wrong. The Super Bowl rematch. It actually went the same way as the Super Bowl. Saints get the dub, 38-27. Colts now 3-5. Saints 4-4. Yeah, this one, I had Colts even. They were not able to get the dub, unfortunately. But let's check it out. What do we got here? How did they score? So yeah, Pittman touchdown. Kamara touchdown. Colts field goal. Zach Moss touchdown. They had the lead. I feel like they choked this one. I don't remember how it went, but Taysom Hill runs one in. Rashid Shaheed, 58-yard touchdown. That's a bomb. Colts field goal, so 21-20 at the half. Kamara touchdown in the third. Going 28-20 into the fourth. Taysom Hill run. Drew Ogletree catch from Minshew. Cut it to 8. And Saints field goal towards the end just, put it out of reach. So, nice 11-point victory for the Saints. Like I said, pick the Colts in that one. The Colts. I'm surprised the Titans didn't screw me. I feel like whenever I pick the Titans or the Colts, they lose. And when I don't pick them, they win. There's a couple teams like that. It's just funny how it works. But up next, the overtime game. Battle in New York, baby. two teams that are just, man, it's not even that the Jets are bad. It's just they're just so handicapped at the quarterback position that it's tough. It's tough. But yeah, Giants struck first, got a field goal. Breece Hall, 50-yard catch from Zach Wilson. That's what they need, unfortunately. But Tommy DeVito, 6-yard run for the Giants. Yeah, they had to bring in DeVito. Tyrod Taylor got hurt early. I mean, this is insane. 36 carries for Saquon Barkley, 128 yards. They threw the ball 14 times. That's insanity. That is insanity. But, yeah, Greg Zuerlein, buzzer beater field goal from 35. And then another field goal in OT. Brutal loss for the Giants. Just brutal. Absolutely brutal. But, yeah, Barkley, 36 carries. That's wild. But Garrett Wilson got over 100. Breece Hall, 76 yards and touchdown reception. Couldn't get the ball done there. They couldn't get it done running, though. Only 17 yards. Zach Wilson had more yards rushing. But Jets 4-3. Giants 2-6. But yeah, I was lucky I picked the Jets -3 on that one. Jets just find a way. They find a way to win. I don't know how they do it. Sometimes it's over OT, sometimes it's not. But up next, we have Jaguars Steelers. Man, Jaguars got me again. I'm done picking against them. But 2010, Jaguars get the victory over the Steelers. But yeah, 6-2 Jags now, 4-3 Steelers. They're both in a good position. But McManus, first quarter, 2 field goals. Boswell field goal. McManus field goal in the second, 9-3 at half. Etienne, 56-yard touchdown catch. That blew it open. Got them up 17-3. But hey, Steelers, they strike back. They had a nice drive into the third. Pickens, 22-yard touchdown. That was his only catch of the day, too. And then McManus, late in the fourth, 37-yarder, pretty much puts it out of reach. So, tough one for the Steelers, but they've looked better. But Deontay Johnson, 8 catches, 85. Evan Ingram was the best receiver today for the Jaguars. Etienne, though, had the big reception and 79 yards rushing, so solid day for him. Lawrence was okay. 292, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Trubisky played this one. Pickett, shoulder injury. Not sure how long he'll be out, but yeah, they might have to roll with Trubisky a bit. Tough break for the Steelers, but it's not over yet for them. They're not out of it yet. It's not over yet. But then we got another nice little divisional matchup. They had a great matchup the first time they played. Second time, arguably just as good, which is funny because, in my opinion, one of these teams is garbage. But no, the Commanders, 3-5 now. 2 of their losses are the Eagles. That's tough. Eagles are 7-1. That's tough. 38-31, they took this one. Took 21 points in the fourth quarter for the Eagles to get this one, but crazy one. Commanders struck first, McLaurin. Eagles field goal, Dotson touchdown, A.J. Brown touchdown, Commanders field goal, 17-10 at half. Commanders nice little lead. A.J. Brown, second touchdown in the third quarter. Incredible. Logan Thomas gets himself a touchdown in the fourth. They're within 1 score. They go up 1 score again. But Devontae Smith, touchdown. And then Eagles got the ball back quickly. forget if it was a turnover or what, but then Julio scores. Now all of a sudden the Eagles are up 7. Get the ball late in the 4th. DeAndre Swift, touchdown. Putting them up 2 scores. But, hey, Commanders struck back very quickly. Crowder got a touchdown to put it within 7, but it was just too far out of reach at that point. But massive day for A.J. Brown. Jalen Hurts has the stats to go with it as well. 4 TDs, 319, 130, 2 TDs for Brown. Devontae Smith, 1 yard away from 100, also caught a touchdown. And Julio making an impact out there. For the Commanders, Dotson finally had a good game this year. I've been waiting for him to do that. Crowder actually showed up. He doesn't do much these days either, but McLaurin, Thomas, all touchdowns. So this is one of those baby Breeze days from Sam Howell. He just turns into mini Breeze. 397, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Crazy stuff. But wasn't enough. Wasn't enough to beat the Eagles, unfortunately, for the Commanders. But they're 3-5. They're not out of reach, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But they're done with the Eagles. They don't have to play the Eagles anymore. It's all good. But, yeah, tough stuff. Tough stuff for sure. Speaking of tough stuff, Texans got to feel like shit after this one. Thought they should have beat the Panthers. Really thought they should have beat them. They struck first. Andrew Beck ran one in. Tommy Tremble. I don't even know these guys. That's how bad these teams are. Pinheiro field goal. Stroud, touchdown. Take the 1-point lead, end of the 3rd, and then nobody does much in the 4th. Gets to the end of the game. Pinheiro able to hit the game winner as time expires. Panthers get the dub. They get their first win of the season. I loved it at the end. He jumps up on the holder's back and he just carries him across the field. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Texans 3-4. Stroud has been disappointing the last few weeks. So maybe he'll bounce back, but he's a rookie. It's not like Bryce Young's doing any better. But yeah, Bryce 235, 1 touchdown. Not bad. Stroud 140, 0 touchdowns. No picks though, so solid game from both of them. In that case, Stroud did run in. He ran one in. Sorry. But yeah, weird game, but battle of the scrubs. Battle of the scrubs. On to the next one. We got Browns versus the Seahawks. Went with the Seahawks, yeah, -3.5 here. And they were able to get that. Browns, another close loss here. Where the defense, I don't know. I don't know, this is a weird one. I don't remember much from this one. But Jake Bobo, Lockett, start game off early in the 1st. They're up 14-0. Njoku gets a touchdown. Seahawks field goal. 17-7 after the 1st. And then Kareem Hunt, they had a nice little drive. In the 2nd quarter, Kareem Hunt runs one in. 14-7 at the half. Couple of Dustin Hopkins field goals. They're up 3. They are up 3. And then it's not enough. Not enough. They held them off the whole 4th quarter. Seahawks, end of the game, just able to drive down. JSN, touchdown. Boom. 24-20. So this one was close. Browns D almost got it done. But Geno, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. PJ Walker, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Kenneth Walker, not his best day. Kareem Hunt was able to get in. And Njoku actually got one. Good week from Lockett. 81 and a touchdown. Nice touchdown for JSN. So, yeah, Seahawks, 5-2. Browns, 4-3. They should be fine. Not too worried about either of these teams, except I don't know the Browns. Browns got to figure out that QB position or something. That's where they struggle. That's for sure. But up next, another interesting one. Chiefs, Broncos. Broncos D showing out. Disappointing day for the Chiefs offense. Very disappointing. But Javonte Williams actually scored in this one. Feels like it's his first touchdown of the year. Or I think he had one last week, but he's finally getting it going for them. Chiefs field goal, Jerry Jeudy, touchdown. Chiefs field goal. So 9-14 going into the half. And that's it. Chiefs couldn't score after that. Courtland Sutton, Cortland Sutton. Touchdown in the fourth, and then they just kicked the field goal late just to put the game out of reach. But solid game for the Broncos. I think the defense, that 70-point week, they've made a couple changes since then. Just couple changes at certain positions. They're not as bad as that game shows. A lot of big plays were given up in that game against the Dolphins, but they've bounced back nicely. And then Russell Wilson, 3 touchdowns. Only threw the ball 19 times. 114 yards, that's crazy. But, yeah, like I said, Judy touchdown, Sutton touchdown, Javonte touchdown. All the guys that have been disappointing this year, all getting in the end zone. So, big win for the the Broncos. Big win for them. 3-5, not out yet. Chiefs, second loss of the year, 6-2. Yeah, just Broncos and Lions have been able to knock them down, but they're fine. They should be fine. Just a rough day offensively. I expect them to be like this every year, coast through the regular season, and then get to the playoffs and start cooking then. But yeah, rough week for them. Not a rough week for the Ravens. They had a nice win here. Score was a lot closer than it was for most of the game. Really. Yeah, Cardinals struck first. Josh Dobbs ran one in. Mark Andrews touchdown. Second quarter, Gus Edwards runs one in. Does the same in the third, so they're up 21-7. Then they get a field goal, and 24-7. I think I stopped paying attention to this one when that happened, but yeah. Cardinals, they got a field goal. Ravens scored 31-15, then they scored again, got it within 10, got a late field goal, cut it to 7, but they just, weren't able to. Ravens 6-2, Cardinals 1-7. But they have their pick next year, unlike some one-win teams out there. So they'll be just fine. Last 4 o'clock game, Bengals Niners. Got this one. Oh, yeah, didn't get the Chiefs one. Forgot to mention that. Picked the Chiefs. Obviously, they lost, but we got this one. Bengals -3. Win by 14, 31-17. Niners are in trouble. 3 straight after starting off 5-0. That's got to be tough, but 4-3 Bengals now. Rough start to the year. They do this every year. Slow start, and they get it going, but Tyler Boyd, touchdown. McCaffrey, touchdown. Keeps the streak alive. Andre Iosivas, I don't know who that is, but he caught a touchdown pass from Joe Burrow. Into the second, Jake Moody field goal, so 14-10 at the half. Bengals field goal in the third. Then Jamar Chase, touchdown early in the fourth. Puts them up 2 scores, but McCaffrey gets a touchdown. They had a nice little drive there midway through the fourth. But Bengals close the door late in the game. Joe Mixon runs one in after a nice drive. Puts them up 2 scores, and it's pretty much over at that point. But, yep. 49ers are struggling. They are struggling. Not sure exactly what it is. I'm sure somebody out there knows what's happening there, but it's a little bit of Purdy, a little bit of other things, I'm sure. But into Sunday night. Bears, Chargers. Pretty much as I expected. Picked the Chargers -8.5. I got no faith in the Bears. They're not beating anybody, especially not the Chargers. Chargers 3-4 now. Bears 2-6. 30-13. Straight blowout. Pretty much was from the start. Eckler touchdown. Simi Fehoko touchdown. Don't know who that is. These guys are probably all tight ends. Chargers field goal. Darrington Evans, 11-yard run for the Bears. No clue. Donald Parham touchdown, so 24-7 at half. 2 field goals then in the third, 30-7, and then Bears got a late TD in the fourth, but this one was just never close. It was just never close. Rough one for the Bears. That's just good win for the Chargers. They got to be able to do this. They got to be able to beat down on bad teams like this. But Bagent rough week. He looked like a D2 quarterback in this one. That's for sure. No offense. No, I'm kidding. He's doing well. It's crazy he's even in the league. I'm rooting for the guy, really. Representing D2 out there. But Herbert, 298, 3 touchdowns. Good stuff. Eckler, good game. But into Monday. Raiders, Lions, another one that just felt too predictable. At least this one was close. But Lions got the dub, 26-14. I picked the Lions minus 8.5 on this one, so they're 6-2. Raiders 3-5. They are brutal. They are not good. Jimmy G, not good. Not good this year. Decent game from Goff. Not his best, but Jahmyr Gibbs carried the load. St. Brown had a great day. Laporta got in the end zone. Josh Jacobs, 60 yards and a touchdown. But yeah, this one was just, let's go over the summary. So, yeah, Lions field goal, Lions field goal, Lions field goal. Josh Jacobs touchdown. Sam Laporta touchdown. 16-7 at half. Raiders pick 6. That was huge. Marcus Peters, 75 yards, just to keep them in the game. But then later in the third, Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown, and then they had another field goal in the fourth to make it 12-point lead. So, nice win for the Lions. What a good week of football. And there's more